suite. The scholars in this room are the crew of the mighty ship the Engineer, while in search of an ancient treasure.
We were marooned on an island, and a key part of our navigational map went missing. Of the entire crew, we considered 4 suspects. Today, you will hear evidence collected against Dr. Smart and shipwright Neff. In the wilderness, there are fracture types. Here are some. Simple fracture, closed fracture, comminuted fracture, and open fracture. There are 5 P's. Here they are. The 5 P's are pain, pallor, pulselessness, paresthesia, and paralyze. We did the 5 P's because Dr. Smart needed the 5 P's to help him with some hands or splints.
In class, we learned about splints and slings. We put a sling on each other's arm, and that is what splints are.
A collapsed lung is when air gets out of the lung and fills the space in between them. This causes pressure on the lungs, which makes it harder to breathe. We learned this because one of the team members in the crew was diagnosed.
This week at Addition, we built robots. These robots are called MBots. We use screws, wheels, motors, and other things to build the robot. Next, we used our phones and tablets to connect to our MBots. Then we drive our MBots. We use the MBots to help the crew find the missing members. Last, we used our Blockly app to program our MBots. We programmed our MBots to help the crew lead the missing members back.
This week, we built the truss bridge. I measured the MBot and the truss bridge. I found out that the MBot was bigger than the bridge. I then noticed that I had to use the long straws instead of the short straws. The short straws were not big enough for the MBot to fit through. I constructed the truss bridge. After I constructed the truss bridge, the crew was finally ready to ride over the bridge.
This week we built amusement parks. First, we had to make a base and a frame. Second, we had to be self-supporting. Then third, we had to need to design functionality. And fourth, we need to attach the wires to the switch, which will help our ride move. And fifth, our group was going to make a ride with green paper, some wood, sticks, pipe cleaners with hot glue, cardboard, and top. And at the end, we put the motor at the end.
In Captain's Log number 6 medicine, Dr. Smart discovered a crew member had a disease involving the cardiovascular system. To learn more about that, we dissected the heart.
The heart is an organ that pumps blood and the veins spread the blood. This system is called the cardiovascular system. This system may not be a lot, but this system is very important.
The heart is split into multiple parts, such as the aorta, vena cava, pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery, left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium, and the right ventricle. On Captain's Log number 8 medicine, we found Young and Neff. Young was bit by a snake, and Young is saying Neff kidnapped her. Now we have to treat her. First, let's figure out what type of snake bit her. Snakes sometimes have neurotoxic venom, which is a type of venom that attacks your nerves, and the effects are being not able to breathe, cause your heart to not pump blood to your body. Hemotoxic venom attacks and clots your blood, causing you to have heart attack or stroke. We did an experiment to see to illustrate what hemotoxic venom does. And we poured lemon juice into milk, 1 spoonful at a time, and in a little bit, the milk started curdling. It looked very weird, and also turned a light yellow.
If you get bitten by a snake,
Be sure to remain calm and call 911. Do not capture the snake, run, or suck out the venom. Also take off any accessories that can cut off circulation. Keep the bite below your heart and move away from said location.
There are hundreds of snake types, but I will only mention 4. The first one is the red-tailed old green rat snake, which is non-venomous. It is green. It is going to be either green, brown, or silver. The Malayan pit viper is hemotoxic and reddish brown. The banded crate is neurotoxic and has yellow and black stripes. The king cobra is neurotoxic and has a flap on the head and is silverish.
Basic substances contain hydroxy ions, while acids contain hydrogen ions. When an acid is added to a neutral substance, it gives the neutral substance a low pH level. When an acid and a base combine, they will most likely have a reaction.
When the captain came out of his room, he looked in the chest and a piece of the map was missing. He saw a cut, blood spatter, and a mystery powder. We used the magnifying glass to look at the powder, and we used our hands to pick up the powder and smell it. The powder was a mystery.
The mystery powder was cornstarch, and it was used to soothe the skin when mixed with water. When doing the experiment, we used water. We mixed water, iodine, and vinegar.
Arches occur in 5% of prints, and the ridges run from one side to the other. Loops occur in 60 to 70% of prints. One or more of the ridges enters on either side of the print. Whorls occur in 25 to 35% of prints. Some ridges make a turn.
Dr. Smart's fingerprints were found at the crime scene because he was trading a piece of the map with Neff. Young told the captain she saw Neff and Dr. Smart trading the map.
Based on all the evidence our STEM group has submitted, we believe that Dr. Smart and Shipwright Neff are guilty of stealing the ancient map.